Hey guys, Chris from Adaptation here, and in this video I'm going to show you why the angle at the center of the circle is equal to 2 times the angle at the circumference. Now just so you know, there are a few different diagrams that go along with this rule, so I'm going to show you all of them but one at a time. So let's start with the first one, which I call the arrowhead rule, and I'll show you why. So the first thing we need is a circle. Let's get a circle going there, and we're looking to prove that the angle at the center of the circle is double the angle at the circumference. So let's get the center of the circle O. Let's get two radii going from there, one to point A, one to point B. And then we're going to get a line from point A and a line from point B going up to meet at a common point on the circumference. Let's call that point C. So we have here, so it looks a little bit like an arrowhead. That's why I call it the arrowhead rule. And we're trying to show that the angle at the center, the orange arc, is equal to 2 times the angle at the circumference, the green arc. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, if you've been watching my previous videos, you've seen that one of the keys to proving these theorems is simply drawing a radius. So we're going to draw a radius from O to C. And what we see going on here is that we've now created two isosceles triangles. Why are they isosceles? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's consider the one on the left-hand side first, OAC. So we're going to put OA and OC in red. And OA and OC are both radii. All radii in any given circle are of equal length, which means that if you build a triangle using two radii in a circle, it's going to be an isosceles triangle, which means that not only are those two sides equal, but there are two angles that are equal as well. We'll call those angles X, and we're going to call the third angle W. Now let's flip it and look on the right hand side by OCB. We're going to put those lines in green. OC and OB are both radii. They're both equal in length, which means triangle OCB is an isosceles triangle, which means the base angle, well, I'm going to just call them base angles. They are equal to each other. Let's call them Y, and let's call the angle in the middle there Z. Now, let's clear out all the colors for a second, and let's take a look at what we have. So we have a diagram here, our initial diagram, but now we have angles labeled, but they're all algebraic, right? So how do we figure this out? Okay, so let me step back a little bit because I need to pull the diagram across because we're going to take a look at some equations that go along with this, right? So I'm back. Okay, cool. Let's pull it across here, and let's just refresh our memories with what we're trying to do. We're trying to prove that the angle at the center of the circle, AOB, is equal to 2 times the angle up at C, which now has two components, X and Y. So we're trying to show that AOB is equal to 2 times X plus Y. Now, how are we going to do this? Let's take another look at where our angle at the center is. We're going to see that there are two other angles around it, angle W and angle Z. And these are the angles at a point. And the sum of the angles at a point is equal to what? 360 degrees. Very good. Let's get that equation going. So AOB plus W plus Z is equal to 360. Which means if you wanted to transpose and make AOB the subject of the formula, we'd have to subtract W plus Z from 360 degrees. Now we need W and Z. All right. So one thing at a time. W is in the triangle on the left-hand side. That's AOC. And we have three angles in that triangle, X, X, and W. So if we add up all these three angles, what are we going to get? 180 degrees. So X plus W is 180. So 2X plus W is 180, which means that W is 180 minus 2X. Let's do the same thing for Z. So Z lies in the triangle on the right-hand side, OBC. And if we add up the three angles in that triangle, we're going to get 180 degrees. So Y plus Z is equal to 180, which means 2Y plus Z is equal to 180. So therefore, Z is equal to 180 minus 2Y. Okay, so now we have expressions or equations for W and for Z. Remember, we're trying to show that 360 minus W plus Z will give us AOB. So we need now to add W and Z together and then subtract that from 360. So if we add W and Z, so 180 and 180 will give us 360, minus 2X plus minus 2Y will just give us minus 2X minus 2Y. And we have to subtract that from 360. So we're going to put 360 minus and then put in brackets the 360 minus 2X minus 2Y. Now, when you drop the brackets, what's going to happen? The 360 inside will become negative, but the two negative terms become positive. So we have 360 minus 360 plus 2X plus 2Y. What's 360 minus 360? That's going to cancel to 0, leaving us with just 2X plus 2Y. Now let's bring that back up there. So AOB is equal to 360 minus W plus Z, which we've just shown is equal to 2X plus 2Y, which means AOB is equal to 2X plus 2Y. Now remember, the first equation at the top there is what we were trying to prove, that AOB is equal to 2 times the sum of x and y. And we can prove that right here, because if you factorize with 2, we're going to get that. AOB is equal to 2 multiplied by x plus y. And we've just proven that the angle at the center of the circle is equal to 2 times the angle at the circumference. Now there are a couple of the diagrams. Just give me a second to rearrange some stuff, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay guys, so this second rule I call the baseball diamond rule, and well, let me show you why. So let's get our circle going. We're going to get the center of the circle at O. We're going to get 2 radii coming down from O to meet at A and C on the circumference. And we're going to get a line each from A and C to meet at a common point B on the circumference. Now I know most of you guys may be watching from the Caribbean, may not be familiar with baseball, but their field is set up like a diamond. So that's why I call it the baseball diamond rule. Okay, you can call it whatever you want. Now, what are we trying to prove? We're trying to prove that the angle at the center, which is the orange arc, is equal to double the angle at the circumference. That's the little green arc down there at the circumference. Now, how are we going to do this? What have we been doing all the time? Drawing a radius. So we're going to draw a radius from O to C. And we have constructed 2 isosceles triangles. Let's take a look at them one time. So on the left hand side, we have OA and OC in red. The 2 base angles are going to be equal. Let's call them X. Let's call the third angle W. On the right hand side, we have OC and OB. Let's put them in green. And the 2 base angles, they are going to be equal. Let's call them Y. And let's call the angle in the center there Z. Okay. Now, from there, let me step back again. Let me pull this across again to make room for my equations. Okay, so we're trying to prove that the angle at the center, the orange arc, is equal to 2 times the angle at the circumference down here in a kind of weird yellowish circle. I tried to do some highlighting, didn't work out so good. Anyhow, so let's get that equation. So AOC major is equal to double x plus y. Now I'm calling it the major angle because there's another angle, AOC, somewhere inside of here, which is the minor angle, right? The major angle is the angle on the outside. Now, how are we going to prove this? So once again, look again at the center of the circle where the angle we're trying to find is. And we have 2 more angles, which are W and Z. And the angles, the sum of the angles at the point is 360 degrees. So let's get that equation. AOC major plus W plus Z is 360 degrees. So if you want to find AOC major, guess what you're going to have to do? Subtract W and Z from 360. So now we need equations or relationships for W and Z. Once again, let's go back to the triangles. The one on the left-hand side closest to me, that's AOB, right? Okay, we've seen 3 angles inside of there. The 3 angles add up to 180, which are X, X, and W. So 2X plus W is 180 degrees, which means that W is 180 degrees minus 2X. Similarly, on the right-hand side, where we have OBC, we have 3 angles there that will add up to 180 because the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So y plus z is 180 degrees, which means 2y plus z is 180. And therefore, 180 minus 2y will give us back z. So now we have our 2 expressions that we need. And remember, we are saying that AOC is equal to 360 minus the sum of w plus z. So we're going to have to add w and z together. Using these 2 expressions, 180 and 180 will give us 360. Minus 2x minus 2y will give us just minus 2x minus 2y. Now, remember that we have to subtract that from 360. So we're going to get, once again, 360 minus, in brackets, 360 minus 2x minus 2y. When you drop the brackets, the 360 inside will become negative, and the negative 2x, negative 2y will become positive. 360 minus 360 will cancel, leaving us with just the 2x and 2y, which we will just raise up there. And remember, so we are saying that AOC major is equal to 2x plus 2y. And all we have to do to prove that, or to get back the original thing, which is AOC equal to 2 multiplied by x plus y, is factorize this equation here on the right hand side with 2. We'll get AOC major is equal to 2 multiplied by x plus y. And in this diagram, the baseball diamond diagram, we've proven that the angle at the center, the orange arc, is equal to 2 times the angle at the circumference, which is x plus y. Okay guys, what I want to do now is I want to use the first rule that I showed you guys, the arrowhead rule, to prove or to derive another one of the circle theorems, which is where the angles in the same segment standing on the same arc are equal to each other. Or as I like to call it, the angles in the corners are equal. But let me show you guys. So we're going to get our circle, but we're not going to need the center just yet. we're going to need this particular shape. So notice it looks like two triangles that share a vertex inside of the circle, and that point is not necessarily the center of the circle. Oftentimes it's not going to be the center of the circle. What we also see is that the other vertices of the triangle all touch the circumference of the circle. If the shape you are looking at in your question does not conform to this, then this rule does not apply. So be very careful and be very observant when you are trying to apply these rules. Okay, so we are trying to prove that the angles up at B and C are equal to each other, and we're also going to show that the angles down at A and D are equal to each other. How are we going to do this? Well, what have I been doing all the time? Drawing radii. So let's get the center of the circle and two radii going down to meet A and D, sorry. And we're going to disappear the right-hand side of this diagram. Notice what's left looks like a lopsided arrowhead. And what do we know about this shape? The angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. Okay, so how does that help us? Well, let's reintroduce the other side and disappear this side. We're seeing another lopsided arrowhead. And the same rule applies. The angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. Now if we reintroduce the previous piece we disappeared just now and disappear the radii, we're going to see that these two angles up here at B and at C are equal to each other, which is what we had set out to prove in the first place. Now, further, where they share a vertex inside of the circle, those two angles are vertically opposite, which means they are equal to each other. And if two triangles have two angles in common, as in two angles in this triangle are the same as two angles in the other triangle, it stands to reason that the third angle would also be the same between both triangles. And there we've proven that the angles in the same segment standing on the same arc are equal. Or as I like to say, the angles in the corners are equal. Well, these two angles in the top corners are equal to each other, and these two angles in the bottom corners are equal to each other. So not that these two, top and bottom, are equal, right? If the vertex that they shared was in the center of the circle, then that would be true, because then you would have two radii, and two radii will make an isosceles triangle. Okay, one more to go. Let's get it. Okay guys, so in this last diagram, I'm going to use the rule I just showed you with the angles up in the corners being equal to prove another version of the rule where the angle in the center is double the angle at the circumference. So let me just bring up our circle one time. Let's get our center O. Let's get two radii meeting the circumference at A and at B. And we're going to get a line from A and a line from B to meet at a common point on the circumference, point C. Now you notice in here, this doesn't look like the arrowhead rule, nor does it look like the baseball diamond rule. But just so you know, they are actually all the same diagram, just different versions of it. This diagram actually looks more like the rule from just now with the angles up in the corners with the two triangles. There's a common vertex inside of the circle, but unlike that diagram, in this diagram, not all of the vertices touch the circumference. As a matter of fact, one of the vertices is in the center of the circle, and we're trying to prove that the angle in the center is double the angle at the circumference. So how are we going to do that? Well, how have I been doing that in all the previous instances? I have simply been drawing a radius. Now, I am going to do that here, but there's going to be a bit of a twist. I'm going to draw a radius from O to a point on the circumference, and I'm going to draw a line from B to that same point on the circumference. Let's call it point D. And you may be asking, well, why am I doing this? Just go with me for a second. Let's disappear the right-hand side of the diagram, and you see what looks like a kind of backwards 4. But this is actually another version of the angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. And if you don't believe me, get a pencil and a piece of paper, draw the diagram, and prove it to yourself. It's not going to be that hard. You can look back at the first couple rules in the video. Now, here, once again, angle at center is equal to angle at circumference. Let's bring back some lines. And we're seeing here now, let's disappear the radius and the angle at center. Now this diagram is the rule just before this one, where the triangles that share the common vertex inside the circle, the angles up in the corners are equal, which means angle C is equal to angle D. And we just saw that the angle at center was double angle D, which means if angle C is equal to angle D, the angle at center is going to be double the angle at circumference. Okay guys, so that is why the angle at the center of a circle is equal to double the angle at the circumference. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if what you are doing is not working, then you need to try a different approach to it. Adapt, because change is the only constant. All right guys, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, I record. Okay, go. Okay, guys. So this second rule of what? Come the man can't for distracting from business. All right. Okay, guys. So no.